If you're on my channel, it's probably because you want to get your ex back. However, if your ex is an avoidant, even if you get them back, if you don't know how to love them properly, there's going to be another breakup. So whether you're dating an avoidant or you're trying to get one back, this video is for you. But first, I want to welcome back my beautiful No Contact Army. Thank you so much to everyone who has downloaded my app Silencio to help you stay in no contact. And if you could give it either a review or a rating in the App Store or the Google Play Store, I will be forever grateful. And if you too would like to join our beautiful No Contact Army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book, and the link to that is underneath every single video and podcast. Okay, so first, let's briefly define what an avoidant is. Avoidant attachment is a survival adaptation. So depending on your circumstances when you were growing up, you either became approval-seeking and developed an anxious attachment style, which if you're dating an avoidant, there's a very high probability that you do have an anxious attachment style, or you adapted by saying, well, I'm just going to stay away from everyone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an avoidant. Avoidants are hypervigilant, always assessing risk. They prefer to be self-sufficient and independent. It's very hard for them to trust anyone. So, the best thing to do when dealing with an avoidant is to learn to speak their language. So, just as if you were in another country, the locals always appreciate and prefer if you can speak their language. Well, guess what? Same thing here. So when it comes to risk, you can say something like, I understand there's a lot of risks, and if you and I work together, we can build a deeper connection and manage the risks together. That language makes sense to an avoidant. You're speaking their language. You can also propose clear solutions to things. I've noticed a problem with XYZ. What do you think about blah, blah, blah? Or, I've noticed there's a problem with me and I'm not sure how to fix it. Can you give me some honest feedback as to what I can do to improve this? And by speaking like this, they'll begin to bond with you, which is not easy for an avoidant. So you are now an ally and not a potential enemy because you're solving problems together. You're becoming useful to them, and they will be less likely to want to get away from you. They'll start to trust you more. And the more they trust you, again, the less likely they are to run away from you. Now, something else to keep in mind is that avoidants will often break up with you and say that they don't think they can give you what you're looking for, when you haven't even talked about what you're looking for. And this is why you have to be very clear as to exactly what you're looking for and how often, meaning how often do you want to see them, for how long, when, etc., etc. Lay everything out. This will help them to feel less pressured, and it lowers their need to get away from you and to take space and run away. They need to see you as low risk. Remember, they're always assessing risk. And that's the only way that you're going to stop them from running away. And by the way, if you're finding this helpful so far, I would appreciate if you would give this video a like so that the YouTube algorithm will say, wow, a lot of people like this video. Maybe we should recommend it to other people. Thank you. So this is why I suggest that every week you sit down and take the temperature of the relationship. What do I mean by that? I tell this to all my clients. You want to discuss the things that made you happy with your partner that week, and then you want to discuss the things that you weren't so thrilled about, because sweeping things under the rug is not going to make issues go away. But by discussing everything, putting everything on the table, and finally finding a mutually agreed upon solution, then you won't have any issues because you're discussing everything every week. You're not sweeping things under the rug. Now, you've heard of love languages, probably. Most people seem to have heard of the book Love Languages. Well, for most avoidants, their love language is when you help them avoid and manage risk. And you will, if you do that, you'll be the first person who has ever understood them and who cannot help but fall in love with someone who understands them and cares for them, no matter what their attachment style is, right? We all want someone who understands us and cares for us. So, as I've mentioned before, think of avoidance as a feral cat. By agreeing to date you, or be in a relationship with you, or even marry you, what? Marriage? You manage to get the feral cat into the house, but it's sticking close to the door. One wrong move and it's out. So if you try to give too much too soon or to lock them down, they will run back outside. So make your expectations very clear from the beginning. Because in having unclear expectations, when they aren't met, you're going to become anxious and needy, and then that is going to push the avoidant away. So you say, I need this. Is that okay? I only need this much. Will that work? Say something like, I just need a good morning text, and I don't need to hear from you the rest of the day until the evening. Is that okay? And if you've ever dealt with an avoidant, you know that they need a lot of space, right? I'm an avoidant. I need my space. Lots of space. So it's crucial that you let them know it's okay to take space. And just to let you know when they're taking it, otherwise you're going to take it personally and you're going to pull away. And as an avoidant, I can tell you, it's not about you. It's not you, it's me. We need our space. It has nothing to do with you. No matter how much we love you, we still need that space. So when there's a conflict or disagreement, let them know that you're there to solve it together and you're on the same team as them. You're not an adversary. I can't talk today. An avoidant will love you. And do not chase them when they pull away. I know your instinct is going to be to chase after them, especially if you have an anxious attachment style. And you need to temper that instinct. You can, if you want, leave them a message acknowledging that they pulled away and let them know that you'll be there for them when they're ready to come back. And I'm not talking about a breakup here. I'm talking about if they pull away for a day or two. And this is if you're in a relationship. If you're just dating casually, if you're not exclusive, then don't do this, because if you're not in a relationship, they can pull away as much as they want, right? So talk everything through with them in a clear, rational way. Be honest and open, and don't leave things unsaid, and this will make them feel safe. The goal is to show them that you're not going to hurt them, and when you do that, you become their peace of mind, which is what everyone is looking for, whether they're aware of that or not. And why would you ever leave someone who brings you peace of mind? But first, you have to do the work on yourself. You have to be at peace. You can't bring peace to someone else if you yourself is not at peace. If you yourself are not at peace. So if you're with an avoidant and you want to have a successful relationship with them, do the work to make yourself secure if you have an anxious attachment style. And in behaving this way, their avoidant attachment will begin to be healed, because someone will finally be loving them the way that they want to be loved. They'll start to believe in love. The feral cat will stop running and start purring. So now I want to hear from you. If you're dating an avoidant, leave a comment below, or if you were dating an avoidant, and tell us about your experience so that other people can also learn from you. And in the meantime, if you would like my help to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net, and we will send you the rates. They are not on the website, but the direct link is below every single video and podcast. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.